My awful wife constantly reminds me that I want to get rid of our daughter. Then she confessed that she hated being pregnant, she didn't want to be a mother anymore, and she hated the fact that she kept our daughter. My wife and I have been together for 17 years. From the beginning of our relationship, she has always said she was child-free and there was no problem because I was too. At the time we also were living in a crappy apartment in a bad town. So even if we wanted children it would not be where we lived for the majority of our relationship. 7 years ago my wife was slowly getting off of her birth control because of health-related problems, and during that time frame, she got pregnant. My initial reaction to her being pregnant was, so we're going to terminate it, right? My wife agreed, set an appointment then. On the day of the appointment decided she wanted to keep the baby because she grew connected to it, and if I didn't respect her decision we should divorce. I love my wife so I didn't divorce her and decided to try to be the best parent I could. I picked 3 jobs so we could move into a better neighborhood, and starting those 3 jobs made me extra stressed and anxious, eventually leading me to be diagnosed with depression and anxiety. She gave birth to our daughter, and any time I smile, play with, or talk to my daughter my wife is always around the corner saying, "Aren't you glad you decided to not unalive her?" Or "It's a shame you didn't want her." It's starting to spiral me back into depression because now I'm thinking I almost unalive my daughter. But I'm also upset at my wife because my daughter doesn't understand what her mom means as of right now. After all, she's 6, but if she were to recall what her mother said later in life I fear it will make my daughter hate me. I don't know what to do at this point because now when I look at my daughter I think in the back of my head I almost unalive her. Update: I sat my wife down after dropping my daughter off at my parents', and told her if she kept making these comments I would divorce her. I asked her to explain why she would tell me those things and also told her how it was making me severely depressed again. She broke down and told me she hated being pregnant, she didn't want to be a mother anymore, and she hated the fact that she kept our daughter. She said she can't stand to look at me while I'm happy around our daughter because she hates that I became a good parent so quickly. After all, we were supposed to be child-free and I'm happy as a father. I told her I gave her the option to remain child-free and she decided against it, so that's on her. She apologized multiple times and said she would still want to try to make the marriage work. It's just her issues that are making her be such a beach. She also said she wants to be a good mother to our daughter, and after I told her that I was afraid our daughter would hate me when she is older, she broke down even more and apologized a ton. In the end, she said she wouldn't blame me if I wanted a divorce, but she would still want to try and make us work, not only for our daughter's sake but for our sake as well. We are currently working with our therapist and going to start doing family therapy. We are sleeping in separate rooms and only focusing on our daughter's happiness at the moment.